Hey, right now, I need to borrow your family's luxury car for our family trip. What do you mean by luxury car? Are you pretending not to know because you don't want to lend it to me? No, I really don't know what you're talking about. You know, there was a red luxury car parked in front of your house, right? I saw it myself, and it was incredibly shiny, you know. Are you talking about the new compact car? It's definitely a new car, but I don't think it's a luxury car. Wait, could it be that you're secretly really wealthy? No, I'm just from an ordinary white-collar working family. So does that mean your husband was desperately saving money? No, that car is something I bought. Wow, I thought you were just an ordinary housewife, but it turns out you're a capable woman? I'm just an ordinary housewife. I've been hearing you talk about luxury cars and capable women since earlier. What's going on? Anyway, can you lend me your car soon? You mean my car? Yeah. I want to go out in a luxury car. Isn't it great? But Kelsey, don't you have a car too? You don't need to go out of your way to borrow someone else's compact car, right? Your car is bigger, and if you're going on a family trip, I think your car would be much more convenient. You don't have to be so modest. I'm not being modest, but my car is still new, so I don't think I can lend it to anyone. And if it's for a trip, it means you won't be coming back for several days, right? If it were just a few hours, it would be okay, but it would be inconvenient if it's several consecutive days. Come on, figure something out. Some things are just impossible. You have your own car. If you're going on a trip, you can use your own car, right? But my car isn't a luxury car, and I don't like it because it won't look good in photos. I don't think you'll ever get in my car. I'll make sure to show my appreciation. So please. I'm sorry, but it's not possible. If you want to go on a trip in a luxury car, why don't you just rent one? If you rent, you'll incur additional expenses, won't you? If you have a mom friend who has a luxury car, it would be better to use that. Some things are just impossible. So please, give up. What's your problem? Are you trying to say that a luxury car doesn't suit me? Nobody's saying anything like that. Sorry, but I have things to do now. So I'll take my leave. Hey! Don't run away! A few days later. Yoo-hoo! We've suddenly decided to go on a family trip. My husband is thrilled that he gets to drive a luxury car. Oh, really? Have fun, okay? Traveling in a luxury car is amazing. Since I have the chance, I'll send you some photos too. I'm fine without the photos. I'm not interested. It's rude to say you're not interested. Don't you want to see a photo of me with a luxury car? Not at all. Don't answer so quickly. Kelsey, why did you contact me? What do you need? If you're just passing the time or something, can I ignore you? Wait a moment. Could it be that you haven't realized yet? Realized what? You don't seem to have noticed. Emma, you seem composed, but you have quite a vulnerable side, don't you? Huh? I have no idea what you're talking about. By the way, you mentioned riding in a luxury car. Did you rent one? A free rental, you mean? It's lucky that I didn't have to spend any money. As expected, having a friend who owns a luxury car is the way to go. So you're saying someone lent it to you? Well, yeah. I borrowed it from you, Emma. What? What nonsensical thing are you saying? I didn't lend a car to you or anyone. Are you still out and about? Yeah, my family and I have been out since morning. We have some business to attend to at my parents' house. Wow, you really let your guard down. If you're going out, you have to take proper security measures for your car, you know. Huh? What do you mean? Well, actually, I'm currently riding in your precious luxury car. You left the keys in while you were away, so I'm using it for the trip. It's truly a luxury car. The seats are so comfortable. And the acceleration is incredible. Huh? I'm currently using the car. Don't joke again. Your red luxury car is being driven by my husband. Whose car is it then? Who else's but yours, Emma? This conversation is not making any sense. Anyway, it's certain that the car is not mine. I've said it multiple times, but we don't have a luxury car at home. If you're saying it to that extent, then it must be true? Yes, that's right. But you know, I did stay at your house, Emma. Are you trying to surprise me? You're lying to me, Kelsey. What benefit do I have from this? By the way, what kind of car are you driving? It's a red Benz. A red Benz? Could it be that the car belongs to our neighbor? Really? Our neighbor mentioned recently buying a red Benz, and I think I saw the car too. But there was a clear Thompson written on the postal box. The neighbor's last name is Thompson too, and our houses were built by the same construction company, so they look similar. What is this? Why do you live in such a confusing place? Where I choose to live is my business, isn't it? It's not my fault that you misunderstood and acted foolishly. How rude to call me foolish! Cancel the trip and return the car to the neighbor immediately. Huh? If you do something like that, our trip will be cancelled after all the trouble we've gone through. Are you trying to continue the trip with a stolen car? Of course! Why not? We've hastily booked a luxury hotel. If we cancel now, we'll only end up paying cancellation fees. I don't want to waste that. Kelsey, don't you realize how serious your actions are? What you're doing is a serious crime, you know? And what if you get in an accident and damage the car? You should turn back immediately. It's fine. Neither my husband nor I have ever had an accident. That's not the issue. I think the neighbor is also worried, so you should return the car right away. It's the neighbor's fault for leaving the keys in the car, right? You should tell the neighbor to take proper security measures from now on. Stop saying ridiculous things. I feel bad for the neighbor if this keeps up, so I'll contact them myself for now. I said I'll return the borrowed car after the trip, didn't I? 30 minutes later. If you don't return the car immediately, the neighbors are saying they'll file a police report. If you don't want to get involved with the police, it's better for you to return right away. Both you and your husband could end up at the police station. I just accidentally got into the wrong car of one of my mom friends. There's no way we'll get arrested by the police. You will get arrested. You're essentially involved in theft. But the neighbor is also at fault for leaving the keys in the car. They have some responsibility too, don't they? I heard from the neighbor. They were only away from the car for about 5 minutes. It doesn't matter. It's an expensive luxury car. Whenever it's valuable or not, you should never leave it unattended without locking it. You really don't think you're at fault, do you? I just think I'm lucky. We could never afford a Benz with our income. Well, it turns out it wasn't your car, Emma. It was surprising, though.
I was also surprised that you mistook my house. You've been to my house before, right?
I think so, once, but I quickly forget things that don't matter.
I see. So are you planning to continue the trip?
Of course! We're already on the highway and we'll arrive at the hotel in less than 30 minutes. I haven't been to a luxury hotel in a while, so I'm excited.
But wait, did you actually make a reservation at a luxury hotel like that?
What do you mean?
Kelsey, you said this month was tight financially, right?
Well, you see, it's because we had unexpected income, which allowed us to go on the trip all of a sudden. It's just too lucky to have gotten a luxury car. Maybe it's because of my good karma.
What do you mean? I don't really understand about the unexpected income, but since the owner of the car is my neighbor, right?
What do you know about it? I wouldn't go as far as stealing a car, of course.
When you say as far as stealing a car, did they steal something else too?
That's not what I meant. Don't worry about it.
But going back to the point, if you have no intention of returning it, they're saying they'll call the police. Are you really okay with that?
But we're on a trip in the car, you know. Even if they call the police, they won't be able to catch us.
I think you shouldn't underestimate the police right now.
Well, they're not psychics, so they can't track our location, right? It would be impossible for them to find us.
Kelsey, our neighbor said they would hand you over to the police. Are you sure it'll be alright?
Don't worry, it'll be fine. If they're talking about handing us over to the police, we'll just escape with this luxury car.
I'm so frustrated. I don't care anymore about what happens. A few hours later.
Hey, when we returned to the hotel, there was a police car parked nearby. It's not like they came to catch us, right?
No, I think they came to catch both of you. Our neighbor said they filed a police report, and it was accepted without any issues. It seems like the police acted quickly.
What? How did they find out our location? We didn't even tell them where the hotel is.
It seems the neighbor's car had GPS. They were able to track your location right away.
GPS? Wait, it had a GPS?
Yes, it seems so.
Why didn't you tell me such an important thing?
I only found out when the neighbor told me.
Does that mean the police know our faces?
I showed your photo to the police. I didn't have a picture of your husband, so I couldn't show it to them.
What are you doing? Something so unnecessary. You're acting like you're selling out your mom's friends to the police.
It's your fault for stealing from others, isn't it?
What are you going to do about it? If there's a patrol car there, we won't be able to go back. And if my face is exposed, I won't be able to get close to the hotel. My husband and children at the hotel, what should I do?
Hiding won't work in the long run. You have to be mature and come clean, don't you?
This is the worst. If I get caught by the police, my carefully planned trip will be ruined.
Speaking of the trip, there's something I want to ask. Whose money were you planning to use for the trip?
Obviously my own money, right?
You mentioned having received unexpected income. Were you actually planning to use someone else's money for the trip?
What makes you say that?
Actually, I found out from your mother-in-law.
What? Mother-in-law? Why is she suddenly involved?
Your in-laws live relatively close by, right?
Well, yeah, but...
I sometimes chat with your mother-in-law when picking up our kids from kindergarten, and I happened to mention that you were going on a trip using someone else's car.
What? You told my mother-in-law about it?
It's a family matter, and I thought it would be better to talk about it.
Well, it's going to come out eventually, so I guess it doesn't matter.
When I went to talk to your mother-in-law, she informed me that You were planning to stay at a luxury hotel, using a credit card you stole from her.
What? Did she find out about the stolen credit card?
Well, if that's the case, it means that the theft is true.
But this month, I've already maxed out the card. And my husband spent most of his salary on gaming. Life has been tough for us.
Stealing someone else's credit card is still not acceptable, you know?
It's going to be fine. We're a family after all.
Even if you're family, stealing a credit card is a crime, you know? If your mother-in-law files a complaint, you'll be arrested for theft. And if you were using the card, fraud charges would also apply. Did you know that?
What? Really?
Right now, both of you are just a bundle of crimes.
I hope she's not planning to sue us or anything, right?
It seems like she doesn't intend to sue.
That's a relief.
But instead of filing a lawsuit, she mentioned that she intends to move in with you within a month. She says she plans to closely monitor the two of you.
Live together? If we live together, I'll have to endure that strict mother-in-law.
And also, your father mentioned that he wants to arrange a job for you at his company. Your father wants to guide you and help you become a responsible adult. This way, you can move closer to being a decent person, don't you think?
What is this? How did the conversation progress so far without us being involved?
Didn't you receive any communication about this?
No, I haven't. I don't want to live together, and I don't want to work either. Living with my mother-in-law is already impossible, but living with my father-in-law as well is truly unbearable.
It seems like you and your husband really don't get along with your father-in-law.
Of course, I don't get along. He's as strict as a demon turned human. He's incredibly harsh. He's kind to the children, but he treats us terribly.
Maybe it's because both you and your husband are too immature as parents.
What do you mean by that?
I mean, someone who freely steals things without any guilt. And I don't think a person who steals with impunity is decent.
I was planning to return the credit card without anyone noticing.
That's not the point, is it? By the way, your mother-in-law has already reported the card as lost, so it's blocked now.
What? Then what should I do about the payment for the hotel?
You have no choice but to pay it yourself. Well, before that, you'll have to deal with being taken to the police first.
That said, if I can't even make the payments, it would be more trouble than it's worth. Please, I'll go to the bank right now. Can you transfer around $3,000 to my account?
Isn't $3,000 too much?
It's better to receive a bit more just to be safe, don't you think?
Stop joking around. I can't just come up with such a large sum of money immediately.
But Emma, you're waiting for money to change your car, right?
I did buy a new car, but it's a small one, not a luxury car. And I didn't pay for it all at once, but in installments.
What? So you really bought a small car, not a luxury one?
That's what I've been saying. I have 4 children, and I can't afford a luxury car. Of course, I can't lend you money either.
Then what am I supposed to do?
I guess you'll just have to be a grown-up and get arrested by the police.
Hey, what should I do? The police are gathering around my car.
Not your car, it's the neighbor's car. Don't talk as if it's your own possession.
Oh no, maybe they found out that I caused damage.
What do you mean by damage?
Well, you know, while my husband was driving, he accidentally bumped the car and there's a small dent.
So now you'll be charged for the repair costs. You said you were driving safely, but was that a lie?
I think my husband was just nervous because it was his first time driving a luxury car. He got excited, let go of the steering wheel, and didn't notice there was a stone.
Why are you behaving like a child? both of you are so hopeless. I feel sorry for your child.
You don't have to say it like that. Please, help me. I just want to get to the hotel and relax quickly.
It's unbelievable that you're still trying to continue the trip in this situation.
Well, it's not often that we get to stay at a luxury hotel.
Even if the trip continues, how are you going to make the payment? Your card has been stopped, right?
It's okay. You'll pay for it, right, Emma?
Why am I the one who has to pay?
Because we're mom friends, right? You're a kind person, so you won't abandon me, will you?
Who would help someone who tried to steal a car? This is a chance for me and you to end our friendship.
What?
Isn't it obvious? By the way, other mom friends are also keeping their distance from you, Kelsey. So even if you ask for help from mom friends, I don't think anyone will respond to you.
That's a problem. Well, then you should help me even more, Emma.
I won't help. It's just a waste of time to hide. I think it's better you get caught by the police quickly.
I don't want to get arrested. Please, find a way to help me. What should I do? I dropped the package I was holding. The police noticed me. They're coming my way.
Well then, you'll get arrested and have some time to cool down your head.
No way!
Afterward, Kelsey and her husband were arrested for stealing the car. Naturally, the trip was cancelled, and since Kelsey and her husband didn't have any money to pay for the expenses, it seems they were also caught for illegal lodging. Furthermore, they received repair costs and compensation claims from the neighbors. It seems that Kelsey's in-laws had paid on behalf, but the responsibility for those payments fell on Kelsey and her husband. They were forced to live with their parents-in-law and are working together to repay the debt. As a result of this incident, Kelsey and her husband earned the nickname of Thief Couple. It seems like they will be leading a secluded life for a while, doesn't it?